What up, everybody? How's it going? Matt Sweets here in the unboxing studio, well, actually in front of my museum. And today we are unboxing the Norks mod. Now, I know we've been selling the Norks mod for a little bit already, but there are some things about the Dama you may not know, and I wanted to make sure you knew everything that went into making this cool Dama. So let's just unbox it. First, let's take in the box, okay? The box is amazing. It's got the floral print that's on the Tama all around. Got some nice pictures of Norksy, little words from Max that I'm not going to read. You guys can read that. And then it has the holograph of his new logo. Alright, so it's not a holograph, it's a sublimation, a UV hit, whatever you want to call it, Cooper Eddie. Okay, a UV hit. It's just like subtle. You can't really tell unless you really look hard. So again, the floral print coming back on the sticker. And then some special seals that you can put on your Norks mod if you want, that are all floral, which is cool. So floral obviously being one of the main points of his Dama, but the Norks, the new logo of Mr. Norks here is MN, which is Max Norcross. But Norks realized halfway through designing that if you turn it upside down, it says Norks World, which is Norks' like offshoot like brand thing that he has been doing lately. So it's really cool that this logo that he made can represent two cool parts of his life. So that's awesome. Just basic things about the Kendama. It's got a maple Ken and it's got a beach Tama. It's a classic setup. He really likes maple Kens. The beach Tama is good to wear in. So yeah, like two classic. This is the most classic Kendama setup, I would say, at this point. So no crazy woods, no crazy Tama, just straight maple beach. So it always gets a pretty good setup. Everything on the Ken is printed on. There's no engravings, so we wanted that clean black look. We have the QR code, which with Max, he'll be having added special bonus features from his video to the QR code. So you can only get it if you get his QR code. So that's what he's going to be doing with that. This cup. Everything that Max put on here has a goofy reason that he did it. It's something that is part of his life that got him to the point he has. Okay, so we're gonna start with the taxi on the big cup. Max, when he got to Japan one year, he was all by himself. He had like 12 hours before he saw the rest of us. And after like almost not sleeping for like 24 hours, he got into Japan and he was like, oh, I'm gonna go for a rollerblade ride, cool. And dude starts rollerblading and gets hit by a taxi cab in Japan.
Yeah. No way.
And this dude had to go to the hospital, had to do x-rays, like he had to do everything. And Tomatsu and Zawa, and I'm sure Koda and others had to help Max around.
Broken. Zawa's getting the ambulance to come here.
I had to push him around Miyajima Island in a wheelchair for a whole day, which was not fun, because it's like pure dirt and sand there. But yeah, so the taxi cab represents that time in Japan where Norks went too ham on his rollerblades and got hit by a taxi. The baseball bat, like Norks got jumped essentially by a dude with a baseball bat to his face. And he woke up in the hospital and he had to like have his jaw wired shut, and he was like eating through a straw for 6 months. And all the while practicing Kendama, and he had the Sweet sponsorship in mind, and that was happening when this all happened. And so he told me that the Sweet sponsorship really helped motivate him to like keep going and to like come out of it on the other side.
My name is Max Norcross, 20 years old. Trying to be the 2013 next Sweets Kendama Pro.
And he won the whole entire Sponsor Me Sweets competition, having just had this happen to him. So that's a pretty crazy story, and it was a really big part that changed Norks' life, so he wanted that there. This last one, the arrow, we won't touch on much. Let's just say we all have some loves that we have lost, and it affects us, and so that's what it represents to Norks, is moving on from relationships, because we all have to do that in one way or another. So those are all there to represent that. We have the Sweets hit, we have the Norks logo, which I already talked about, and the QR code, which I already talked about. So let's talk about this beautiful Tama. This Tama is so amazing, and it came so far into the design process. On the top, Norks has never give up in Japanese. Japan's a huge part of our lives as a Kendama player, and he wanted that on there because his whole Dama is about never giving up. Everything that's came at him in his life, he's overcome, and he's never given up to get to the point where he's at to be a sweets pro. So he wanted that on top. Next is this floral pattern. He visited his sister while designing this, and he saw this in her apartment, and he really wanted to have that sister connection on his Dama and really wanted to represent her and the things that she's been through in her life. And so the floral is there to represent her and that. The next 3 lines are there to represent Norx's mods. So Norx's original mod was the Kitty Dama mod, and this is the pink. And then his last year's mod was a fade of the teal and orange, which is like a maroon, or not a maroon, but like a peach orange. So he wanted those 3 to be represented, and he wanted you to know that they match the flowers in the Tama stripe here. So it all came together in the end for Norx with all the things he wanted to represent, and I think it came out really nice. It finishes off with a black sparkle paint. You can't really tell the sparkle in it, but when you see it up close, it's got this really, really subtle silver flair to it. And Coop, I'm sure, will get a nice close-up of that. So yeah, that is the Norx mod. Norx is out there inspiring people daily. Part of every sale goes to Norx, so please go support them. I believe they are still available on the website. And you can get it today. So as always, please go hit that follow button, hit the notification bell so you always see when our videos go up, and we'll see you next time in the next unboxing. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Later. What up, everybody? Thanks for checking out that video. If you like what you just watched, make sure you go hit that subscribe button, and make sure you go punch that shop button and get yourself a new Dama. We have tons of other videos for you to watch, so make sure you go check them out. See you next time.